Now, one of the things that really stand out about this home are the double volume glass panel windows that bring this great sense of light and openness. And when you're outside looking in, what you see is this oneness and unity, which is really beautiful. What are the choices that you made to pull the kind of open plan space together?
Well, I think ideally, yes, because of the big windows that you see from the outside, the full interior kind of reflects everything that you wanted to be inviting. And as you walk into the space, you kind of have the challenge of having the lounge, the dining, and the kitchen as an open plan.
Yes.
So I think from that point, we obviously wanted to create the focal point being the fireplace as much as the TV unit as well. And having to position the furniture in that sense, we obviously didn't block off the dining room. And also, as you enter the home, we wanted to keep it open and fresh and have these three spaces kind of linking in and creating a beautiful environment for an open plan area.
Lovely. And of course, when you look at something, visual interest is everything. Looking at this very monochromatic scheme, there are a lot of things that you've done here that really excite me. And I want to kind of break them down into elements that people can pick up on. Talking about the resources, or say the stones that you've used in the space. Walk us through those first.
Again, because everything else is so soft and there's a lot of neutral elements in the space, I think the hard element of the stone being used on the coffee table as well as the Caesar stone on the dining table, just kind of lifts the whole softness to a whole new level to kind of introduce different materials and to keep the space interesting. Same being said regarding the fireplace. So the porcelain sort of marble effect that you'll see really just stands out as a focal point in the room.
And you've done the same thing on the floors and kind of like lightening that sort of marble effect as well.
The floors have been kept to a neutral palette, so I think there's very little texture in that. So it's kind of a blank canvas to the rest of the room. But that being said, that gave us opportunity to bring in all these different elements into the room.
Right. Then there's also metals. Now, there was once a trend where people were like, well, you have to use the same metals across a home, which is not true. What you've done here beautifully is that you've used elements of gold, rose gold, chrome, and silver in the space. Walk us through that.
The main thing is so that the metals actually picks up on the color palette. So in the artwork, you'll see we've got the touches of the gold, but also then the touches of the pink comes through, of which we brought in with the rose gold on the fireplace.
Right. And those beautiful lights behind us, or behind me, the chrome lights, yeah?
So the light selection that we obviously have gone for in the circular sort of balls that you'll see over the dining table, we've lifted them in different heights to create a sculptural element, and they overall have become quite a statement in the space.
And all of these elements actually have a beautiful sense of texture in them. So not forgetting also what you've done with the walls and some of the fabrics. Let's talk about that.
Yes, so the wallpaper, you'll see this sort of metal cork element that we brought into the space, and that's really our focal statement piece. Because it actually kind of just blends all the neutral elements, but then it's got the texture in there as well that makes it a focal piece. And then regarding the scatter cushions, we obviously wanted to highlight on the silver, the metallic, kind of blending in with the balls of the lighting sculptural piece above the dining table. And then yes, seeing all the touches of the navy blue and the textures. So yeah, overall, I think when you've got a very neutral palette, you have to really play on texture and pattern, and then obviously bringing all those kind of elements together.
Yeah, and the danger here would have been with all this kind of like neutrality and lots of light, is it feeling a little bit cold? And I must say it's very warm and it feels very lush, sophisticated.
I think part of that feel that you get in the space is obviously the golds and the metallic elements that was brought into the space. And then again, that's why we chose the natural oak wood to kind of highlight on the TV unit and the staircase, just again to warm it up, but it also ties in beautifully with the gold metal.
Now you've hinted to the oak wood as a finish that brings in the texture, but what you're not talking to us about is the beautiful staircase that we see that leads upstairs. Now, can we assume that you've carried the same look and feel down here upstairs?
Yes, we definitely did. So in the main bedroom, we've kind of followed straight through the living spaces with the oak and then carried it through into the main bedroom. You'll see next to the bedside tables and then the slatted panels that we brought into the bedroom as well, kind of elongating the ceiling and just ties in with the headboard. So the wood kind of just ties in each space that we wanted to bring into this house. And it's because I think the palette kept being neutral in scheme that we wanted to bring in the wood to kind of warm up the rooms. So for the particular main bedroom, the color scheme that we've selected is again a lot of the gold elements. And I think that being said, we wanted to warm it up with the sort of burgundies and a lot of the warmer tones and not so the off-whites and the gray palette that you'll see throughout the rest of the house. So in that particular room, we wanted to keep it fresh, but also warm and inviting, and that being your main bedroom, we wanted to just play with a lot of textures and elements. Within the main bedroom, we obviously leading into the patio, which has been specially designed for this home as well. You'll see the beautiful pergola that ties in the wood as well as the metal elements that we wanted to bring into this overall space. And then all the furniture designed, which is purely outdoor, and it's easy whether it's rain or sunshine, you can leave the furniture outdoors. And again, it just plays on the touches of the colors that we introduced in the main bedroom and bringing a touch of the sort of burgundy scatter cushion into the patio as well.
I was wondering about other pops of color upstairs. Now, the other bedrooms outside of the main bedroom in there, what's the character of those?
We've got a boys' room, which we obviously wanted to keep very simple, very modern. He wanted the touches of the navy blue and the yellow. And again, I think it overall reflects to the colors that's been used in the house, but also keeping it modern, simplistic, and not too fussy for a boys' room.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alicia.
Pleasure.